Okay, guys, just as we were saying, the holidays keep falling on our Thursdays, so that's why we wasn't here this Thursday that passed, and Christmas and New
New
Year's,
Year's.
we will not be live. We
Right.
will just be back on the January 8th, and we'll bring to you our guests in our show then, because, like we said, family is important. So with
Family
all of
first.
us, we got to be with our family.
That's right. Bring in the new year
Bring it in the right way
Yeah.
too, girl.
already.
Entrepreneurs take a break too sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And that's
know.
actually what we're going to talk about today, holiday hustle mindset of entrepreneurs. So let's get into it. We're going to have an open floor discussion today. So first thing we're going to talk about is, what does holiday hustle mean to you as a business owner? You want to go, Joe?
Yes. So what it means to me is you still want to uphold your business. One of the things I'm doing for my first holiday being a business owner is getting things prepared for year end. And then I'm prepping for those income taxes coming, right? Because I've learned the business is totally different. Now it's more work to do to split things up. I have a spreadsheet. So that's another thing. That's a good task to do for your business. Keep your receipts totally separate. Don't put them in the same folder or however you store it. Keep everything separate. I have a spreadsheet that I set up with formulas. Everything is already calculated. All I got to do is plug it in to my accountant and I'm done. But so that means get things out the way as much as you can, because when the new year comes in for me, I want to start off with a clean slate, not just prepared with paperwork mentally. But also get things done early. So before Christmas, get what you can get done. If you know you got to set schedules, whatever you got to do to prepare for next year, try to get those done before Christmas so you can really stay off the computer. Jilmer, you're talking to yourself. But stay off the computer. So, again, my first time as a business owner, first holiday, I'm going to be working on that. So it's very important for me to be extra prepared before I take a break.
Absolutely. And I repeat the question again. What does holiday hustle mean to you as a business owner? You got the floor, Rochelle?
Woo, yeah. So I'm going to slow down. Like they said, a lot of times we think we need to rev up, but I'm gonna slow down a little bit. And like Jim said, really like reflect on my systems, maybe give some discounts for a few things, and I'm really going to focus on shouting out and saying thank you to my customers.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, I really do. I really want to do that, and because that's something times business owners forget to do is groom or take care of the clients you already have.
That's true.
We really get caught up in getting new
Getting
people,
new
but
clients, right.
you gotta take care of who you have. Who was with you there. So I'm gonna focus on that and enjoy the holidays. And just do a little slow down, like Gemma said, and just start looking at what I want to do for the next year. Because I don't want to go into the next year, the new year, tired because all of a sudden I just decided I had to go full force in December.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be looking at tax strategies for this.
Yeah, I know that's
This
That's
tax
important.
season coming up that's gonna come up quickly. So, and all my
Yeah.
LLC persons, don't forget, you got to renew that LLC. You get charged big bucks if you let it
report.
go.
Oh, yeah, they getting you now
You
for that
know,
annual
so
report. That's really,
yeah,
really
so
important. You have to make sure that you, well, they're going to send you 50 notices anyway.
they sure, but you better
And,
not.
yeah.
You better pay attention to them.
Check your spam bucket
They'll
because
be
there is
gone.
no excuse you ain't get it.
Yeah, they're charging you.
Right.
They're charging
Right.
you a lot of fees now for not
They
renewing
do.
your annual report. So all business
true.
owners, make sure you do that.
And then they'll make you do like 2 years in a row, like that year you missed and the year.
and
They'll
the
make you
next
do
year.
both.
They sure will. So if you thought it was hard to pay one, or maybe it's not, you just forgot. You need to remember to do that. It's very, very important. And if you don't close down, like say you do real estate like I do, and you open up a LLC for every property that you own. If you're a flipper, you better close down every LLC. See, before we could keep the LLCs to infinity, and it didn't matter. Now, if you don't close them down, they're charging you so many fees, it's not even funny. So you really have to stay on top of. If you flip the house and you sold it, shut that LLC down immediately. Shut it down and then keep the ones open that you need. If you need them all, just pay your fees to all of them. But if you don't, I learned the hard way, you better close them down. Because they charge you for all those years. If it was 7 years you had it and you didn't shut it down, they didn't used to bother you before.
Oh, wow.
Now you have to pay that, $7,500, whatever your state is, time that amount of years. Else they won't let you close it down until you pay all your fees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way.
Good to know. I'm
way.
only on one,
Right,
but good to know.
Listen to the mentor, everybody.
The hard way. That's for those real estate investors.
Wow.
So what does the holiday hustle mean to you as a business owner? Well, to me, it means trying to get everything organized, as they said. At the end of the year, I try to figure out, what am I doing? What am I not going to do again? What did I succeed in? What did I maybe fail in? Because some things you can't fail in. How to reorganize everything that I did that prior year. So that's what the business holiday hustle means to me. Getting organized, figuring out what to keep moving forward with, and things that you need to drop off. Like I say, when to say when. Sometimes you need to know when to bow out gracefully. Give yourself, like if you're doing a project, let's just say I'm going to go into this for the first year. I know I'm not going to make money, maybe even 2 years. But after that, if you're still struggling, maybe you need to reprioritize what you're going to do with that business. Because 3 years is tops. If you really just not breaking even in 3 years, know when to say when. So to me, it's just getting organized. So,
and to add to that, what I tell my kids, if you don't succeed, don't look at yourself as a failure.
Right.
Just know you tried it.
Absolutely.
Right? So whatever you put into it, you'll get exactly what you're supposed to have. Sometimes God might close doors and give you a bigger blessing another way.
Absolutely.
But just know that you tried, because I know a lot of people, like you said, 3 years, but some people will go longer, whatever God has for them. But some people will bow out too early and not give it a chance either.
They don't give it a chance.
It's work. I'm learning that right now. It's a lot of work.
Absolutely.
So keep going. But if you hit the 3-year mark, like you said, you might just have to
reorganize.
You
have to,
think of
something is not going right.
Yeah.
It's not that you're doing it wrong. It may be the wrong time for that business. Yeah. It just may not be the thing that you need to be doing at that moment. You just got to figure out what's what. But at 3 years, or to me, if you have, since we're talking about family, if you have a family, husband, kids, sit down, have a family discussion, because the financial burden is going to be on the whole entire family. So if you have a husband or a mate, you need to say, listen, I'm going to try this for a year or two, and maybe you was paying 30% or 40% of the bills, he was paying 60. You may say, well, maybe you pay 80, I'm going to pay 20 just to see how this works. So it really affects everybody. Yeah. So you got to make sure you have discussions about the hustle that you're trying to do, or the entrepreneur venture that you're going into. Just make sure you talk to everybody. So that's what that means to me. Organizing, talking to people, just getting it all together so that you're in the winning lane. Right. So that's what that is to me, the family hustle. So the next one, let's see, ladies. Let me pick one. Okay, I'm going to pick this one. How do you mentally prepare for a busy holiday season? How do you mentally prepare for that? Well, let me see. What I do is, because it be a lot going on. It's the holiday. You have guests. I mean, you guests because I'm ready to chill. You have your business. You have your clients. What I like to do is I get up in the morning. Maybe I'll say a prayer, of course, and then maybe I'll exercise. The gym for me in the morning helps relieve stress. It helps me to figure out what I have to do for that day and to organize it in a better way so that I'm not all over the place. Those mainly the two things I do. I pray and I may work out. Okay. Those are my two things.
I do pray. I'm working on the working out part.
Be working on the working out. I hear you.
I'm working on it. I did not start the gym when we had our guest about the gym. I said I was going to start that Monday.
Did.
I got to the gym and turned around. I didn't feel like getting out the car.
Oh, no, you didn't get all the way.
Yes,
you
I got to work on it.
Why? What happened?
What made you turn around? I got to ask.
Right, what happened?
You know the computer calls me.
Oh, my God. You was all the
way
But then I started thinking about, I could be doing this and just get it done. And that's what I did. I told you I'm working on me.
Okay. We're gonna give you a break because at least you told the truth. You said you got all the way.
Gotta tell the truth.
That is hilarious.
Oh wow.
But I agree with everything you said, though. It is definitely on point. Mentally, right now, I would say, other than getting up and praying, is, I try to get myself organized first thing in the morning. I review notes, to make sure I go into meetings prepared. I try to do it, you know me, 3 or 4 days ahead of time. Sometimes you can't get to it in that time frame, but I definitely try to mentally be prepared for the day. I need to know what my meeting's about. If I need to reach out to my contractors, I just need to be so organized. And sometimes I'm too anal.
That too, yeah.
So I got to work on that part too, because sometimes being too anal
stresses you out.
It stresses you out, and it makes you stay on one thing too long. When I could have had 10 other things done. Overthink it. But I'm working on that part mentally. Okay. But prayer is the key word to everything. And then it takes you throughout the rest of your day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to have
I agree
something
with you
that you do.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
I definitely agree. Well, prayer for me is always my first thing, too. And I know a lot of times it keeps me grounded. And I know sometimes if I forget to pray, something's going to happen. And I'm going to not respond the right way. And then I got to apologize. And and all of that. And if I don't, then God gonna get me. And I'm like, I can't do it.
You got fear, and you like, God gonna get me.
So I'm like, okay, God, so that's big for me. I have contacted my trainer, and I have done a survey.
Okay.
And funny story, when we went to for Thanksgiving, we met my oldest daughter, I have 2, in Richmond, and my granddaughter just turned 2 in November, and so Katie and I drove there. So when we got to the hotel, someone was parked. You trying to go in the walkway with your bags, and the car is parked like right there. And I was like, why?
Right.
I was like, she must have went to free school. That's what I said. Like, why? Like, I need things in my life because I got to go around this big old truck with all this luggage. But it was so funny. Of course, the lady heard because I'm like the mouth, right?
Right.
But I don't want to fight you, but I mean, I got my daughters there. I ain't mad. So, but it was so funny. We were destined to meet. She was a chiropractor.
No.
She just had eye surgery, and she didn't really think about where she was parking. And so she came inside. She had already checked in, and she was supposed to go somewhere else. But then Hilton had a special for that area. She was like, "Well, I'm gonna just go there and meet some friends." And she came over to me. And she apologized, and she was like, "I did just come to apologize to you." I'm like, "I'm getting ready to box you." Yeah. Like, I need. And she was like, "We ain't gonna fight." And find that, and I told her about you because come to find out, she's a chiropractor, but she wants to really do like a compound, and she's bought some stuff in Charlotte.
Oh, wow.
Some land.
Oh, really?
And it's black female. But what she did, we were talking about getting moving, and I was saying, if I don't because I'm getting to working out in the morning, but if I don't stretch or whatever in the morning, I feel it.
Yeah.
Like literally, I feel my back, my shoulders. And she was like, well, you just got to take a step at a time. I'm like, yeah, I got the videos and everything. But accountability is everything.
Yeah.
She sent me an 8-minute video, Bruno Mars. And I worked out to the video for 8 minutes. I'm like, 8 minutes went fast. And I felt better. And I went to work.
And see,
so again, a step at a time.
Right.
Give it in front of your computer, Jim. We're going to get you a walking pad to put underneath. Hey, listen, all that stuff. They think of everything.
Very important.
My computer talk to me.
Yeah, your mindset in the morning sets you up for your whole day. If you start saying, oh, this is going to be a bad day, you got to watch what you speak into existence. Because then you may have a bad day because you're saying it. If you say it's going to be a good thing, things may happen, but they may not be as severe as they would have been if you didn't have a good mindset to start off your day. So
It's
I
true.
always try to start off with prayer, a good mindset. And no, I don't go to the gym all the time no more because I have so much going on. But I may do a sit-up, walk around the block. I may do
Right.
something. It just depends. So again.
And my other thing, Mo, I'm sorry,
mm.
checklist. That's my thing.
Oh yeah, we definitely got a
Oh,
checklist.
I gotta
You have
check the
to.
box.
You have to. Cause you'll be confused all day long. Like you won't know what you did. I gotta check stuff off. And people again, this is a little just going into stuff. Don't put more on your list than you can accomplish. Because by doing
Right.
that, it's looking like you're failing throughout the day when really
Right.
you're not.
Right.
So if you know you only could realistically do 8 things, don't put 12 on there. Because now it's going to look like, oh, I didn't finish out my day. I'm just doing this wrong and it's just too much. It's too much because you didn't put down what you really know you can do.
Right.
That's true.
So don't
That is
overthink
true.
and don't give yourself too many tasks in one day.
And that will
That's
help
true.
your mental too, because at least for me, I'm hard on myself.
Me too.
So if I don't meet my goals,
Right.
my day is done.
Right. I
Like,
got to have
can't-
checks.
I
I
can't
have to
function.
see checks going down my page.
So I definitely learned,
Me
like
too.
as you mentioned, I might be on one thing for a couple of hours, but I know what time frame I have,
Right.
depending on what
Mhm.
I'm working on.
Mhm.
Even for my regular job, I know, doing some of the software stuff I do, it's going to take hours. So I know how to set
Right.
things aside. But for the business, it's software too, but I balance both.
Right.
And
And that's
I
what it's
know,
about, a
yeah,
balance.
balance,
You have to have
yeah.
some type of a balance.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
All right, we're going to go on to our next question because we have a couple of things going on. Time goes so fast. I'm like, oh my goodness. What signs of burnout should entrepreneurs pay attention to this time of the year? I say a sign of a burnout to entrepreneurs because we have so many tasks to do is if you slept for 8 hours, which I never sleep for 8 hours, but if you sleep for 8 hours and you wake up and you say, I'm still tired, that's a sign of burnout. You should not
I had that
sleep
one on my
8
list, too.
hours and
Yep.
still be tired. I mean, I don't know. What other signs do y'all think y'all notice with burnout?
Well, I got to work on that too. I stay up to 4 o'clock in the morning.
You know what? I can't with you.
I can't call her at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Right.
but I have people, I'm on the phone. I don't sleep. I guess, getting older, I have to learn how to do that.
Listen,
But
you're going to burn out, girl. That's a sign
Yeah,
of burnout.
I
You
have
to
to.
get some
See,
rest.
we
God
warned
made
you.
me different because I've been doing this since I came out my mother's womb, but I'm learning. But one of my burnouts for me is not even mental.
Okay.
Is knowing I sit too long, my feet will start swelling.
Oh.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, I'll start feeling it in my legs
Because you always at the computer.
because I'm always at the computer. That
Oh.
to me tells me and remind me I have to get up.
So mindset, as y'all hear that, burnout so far is sleeping
Yeah.
for 8 hours and waking up tired. And if you're someone that sit all day at a desk on the computer,
Yeah.
it's your feet can start swelling.
You got to get up.
So that
Yeah.
means you need
Yeah.
to get up and
Yeah.
start circulating.
Because that swelling, with my father, unfortunately, I had to learn, about the swelling of the legs.
Okay.
I used to get on him about it so much, so now I'm teaching
Now
myself
you have to
about that.
you have to follow your own
But
advice.
that swelling could lead to other
It
problems.
sure could.
Right.
And mentally, it will affect you eventually as well. So that's how I know
It's a sign of burnout.
I've done too much.
You've
That
done too
means I
much.
sat too long. Yeah.
So listen, mindset is pay attention to all these things. Rochelle,
Yeah.
what's yours? What would be your?
I'm irritable.
Okay, okay, that's a good
You know,
one for
you know how people snap at you. It is not your fault, or it's not their fault, or
Right.
whoever, but you just happen to be that, that straw that broke that camel's back, or you just, throwing off on someone else and it had nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
I mean, and people do that, but you have to catch yourself.
Yeah.
But again, that's where prayer comes in. That's where exercise come in.
Mm-hmm.
That's where your priorities come in. That's
Right.
where knowing movement comes in. Because it's really interesting how we are now, but the body was built to move.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely so.
It was not built to sit.
Mhm.
Right.
It really wasn't. And that's why we have, the problems that we do. So we really have to focus on, I'm sorry, my deep technical glitch. We have to focus
Are you
on,
burnt out, girl? What's
getting
going
up.
on?
Right? We got to catch you.
Getting up.
Burning out over there?
Another burnout is that I can say now after thinking about it. If I'm looking at my computer and I'm reading the same thing over and over
Right.
and over,
That means you tired. Yep,
I know I'm
that's true.
tired. because now I don't even know what I read, even though I read words just knowing their words. They didn't mean anything to me. So
that's the truth.
How about this one? And then I know we could move on in a second, but how about when we sitting at the computer and you reading and doing something, you just do this.
Oh,
you
that's definitely a
burnout.
burnout.
That's the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially if your forehead hit the laptop.
If you go all the way down, you're really in trouble. Like I usually just kind of dip a little bit, right? But if you go all the way down, that's a sign of holiday burnout. You know, that's a burnout sign for yourself. If you sitting there, you still working, and you dipping over, you need to go get some rest.
Yeah.
Because obviously you may not be burned out, but you're extremely tired.
You're tired, yeah.
That's what I say to myself. I just fell asleep at this computer. If I don't get up and go upstairs or go do something else.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, next thing. What are some smart biz tasks to handle early in the year so that you're not caught at the end of the year doing all these tasks? I say organize your staff. Organize them so people can give you holiday plans that's coming up for next year. People want to take off. They want to do this. They want to do that. So I say start organizing your team or yourself so that you'll know when you can take time out for yourself, which is vacation, the following year.
Right.
So get your calendar together.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I would say.
Yeah, I agree. It's important, especially for people who, wait to the end of the year to start trying to take all their days off that they earned for the whole year.
Right. People that was just working for people.
Like me, right?
Mindset is, are you listening to this?
And I'm only being honest. I never take off work.
Absolutely. You
I don't take off.
Then you have all these days.
But then I take my days at the end of the year. So I'm trying to spread it out next year. Yeah.
And now you have a staff. So now you not only got to do that, you have to set up your team.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's what business is. You have to set up your team for the next year so you know who's going to be here, who's not going to be here, who's on first, who's on second, what you have to do, and it just make it flow easier. So I say start trying to do that early before the end of the year, maybe like November. Just don't wait till like December 20th and start running around trying to get everything done.
And most people who take vacations know when they tend to take them each year, especially if it's the same, reoccurring locations, they typically know. So that's what I did with the contractors I have for my first time. But I was like, what are your plans for next year? If you already know you have off, put it in on the calendar. With the automation that I have, they put it on, I can see it and I can approve it. And it's done. But then it gives me a visual already for how to move people. Starting off,
Rochelle, what's yours? What would you do?
Oh man, it's a few.
What are some of the smart business tasks that you would handle early for your business so that you're not, overwhelmed?
I'm really learning how to automate, and I'm learning how to use Calendly and set appointments so that I can really have specific things that I'm doing to my day. And then there's days that I do different things. Like I may do all my, content stuff on Monday. I may, because there's some days you got to take to do the back end stuff, right?
Absolutely.
All that stuff. And then there's some days you take to market, and there's some days you take to, see clients. And some people can mix those things. But for me, it works for me to have specific tasks, especially the big tasks, on specific days, and then like little rocks the other days or with it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm getting some things done. So that's me.
One thing you could do as a tip for those that use Calendly or some of the other automation calendars, I like color code. Anything that goes together, I color code my items.
See, I don't know how to do that.
I got to show you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Color code, I can look clearly. I know what my colors are. Purples for this, yellows for this. Even if I don't look at the details, I know what I have to do, and I highlight the critical items as red.
So what do you mean? Like, is that in front of? So this is on your spreadsheet, then? Obviously.
No, this is on the calendar, automation.
On your account. So like on our phone?
I do it on my phone as well.
So we have dots, color dots on our phone.
You can color your task. Yeah.
Marlo, did you know that?
So do you do it on like your Google Calendar or on?
I do it in Outlook. I do it on Google. Okay. I do it on all the ones wherever I use calendar. I can just look at it and know, oh, that's critical. And then I set alarms too.
Now, see, that's important mindset is y'all know we busy, and business owners, you know we busy setting up color dotted codes on your phone. See, I do everything in my planner, but I don't do it on my phone.
Right.
Don't laugh.
We got to move you
'Cause
over a little bit.
But I be getting it done.
You get it done. But one day,
Right.
you're going to need to be on that computer
Right.
and look
I'm
at
need
everything.
to do it that way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
You got time,
that's
though.
a good point. I got a little bit of time.
You got a little bit of time.
Okay. Wow. Well, the next thing, let me see. Rochelle, you want to chime in? Or I could go on to the next one.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
You're
okay.
good.
How do you stay present with family while handling business commitments? What I do is, for me, is I set boundaries. I set boundaries with my clients, whereas when I'm with my family, even during the week, like I have business hours. They may be from 9 to 7. You call me at 7:30, 8 o'clock, the business phone is over there. I'm not answering it no more. If it's 10 or 11 o'clock, I mean, what am I going to help you possibly do? And I may not even know you if you're a client, so I let stuff go to voicemail. So that's what I practice doing. I practice boundaries as far as business hours, even with people, with your friends or your family. Okay, we're going to be eating at 8 o'clock, or it's husband time or kids time or grandkids time. You have to set boundaries so that you can stay present with people that you're with. No one wants you spending time with them when you're on your phone doing this all day. Looking at videos.
And it's true.
You know, texting people and looking at your emails. Then why are you here? Like, maybe you should have just stayed home or do something else. Like, what do you want me to watch you do this?
It's
am
true.
I the only one with a problem
It's true.
with setting people
And you
that
got
don't
me
set
the other night. She
boundaries?
was like, I'm gonna call you back. I'm with my husband. That's right. Guard your time.
You know, I be, girl, you know, here I go. Girl, it's 10:30 now. My husband just got home.
Yeah,
I gotta
right.
go. You know,
Right.
I gotta go. I
Exactly
had
right.
from
She
9
was
to
like,
9:30. I gotta
ain't
go
mad.
now.
I'm not mad.
Well, I might as well not answer that question.
Why? Because you don't know that.
You funny.
Listen, as business owner.
You know.
But we
I
ain't
used
training.
to-
But we ain't training. We ain't
Right.
training, Gemma. We ain't training.
Listen,
I'm
I
in
didn't
training.
know
used to
that.
have boundaries all the time, Jilma, no. But now, again, you got to know when to say when.
Yeah, because we used to be on the phone. You used to be on the phone 11 o'clock with me,
know.
11:30.
This is true,
know.
right?
For
But
hours.
she's married
We have
now,
to
so
have
we can't be.
You know, my kids is grown.
Sorry,
Whoa.
bestie.
They're catching up to me.
Oh,
And
I love it.
I know.
I'm
but
gonna-
when my
I'm gonna get
husband
there.
not home, I'll be on the phone with you.
I know, but
time?
then when we hang up, I jump to somebody else because I'm still on the phone till 3 o'clock in the morning.
No.
Listen, I
I'm
just
out.
think setting boundaries is
Yeah.
important during the holiday
It's
time. When
definitely.
you need to spend time with your family and get your business done,
Yeah.
set your hours, set your boundaries, and then, keep it moving from there.
Right.
99% of your people going to respect your boundaries.
Yeah.
It's
If they're your
true.
family,
I gotta learn
yes,
how to
they
go to
will.
bed earlier
Yeah.
and get up earlier.
y'all two are
'Cause I had to get up
late
early
hours.
anyway.
I'm
But
not
sometimes
as
I'm going
late
to
'cause
bed
I'm up
late
early.
I
doing
did
business,
incorporate.
and then I'm not my best. You know what I'm saying, in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I gotta
Well,
learn how to put it down.
I think I'm a robot sometime. I don't know. But I did incorporate something else, AI. So
Me too.
I don't miss a phone call, but I ain't answering it no more.
What you mean?
Oh,
What are you doing?
Gemma,
My
jumping
AI is my
gems.
voice agent.
Oh, on your business.
You have a
phone.
what?
Okay,
Business.
got you.
It's a
got
voice
you.
agent. So when
You
you
have a voice
call,
agent.
it's an
Okay.
AI. It's learned to answer your questions. It'll get to a point to
They
say
answer
we'll
your
call
questions.
you back. Yeah, what
Oh.
kind of cleaning you're looking for, standard,
Oh,
whatever.
okay,
It knows
okay,
how to
okay.
respond
Yeah, I got
to
you.
it.
Yeah.
And once you're in our database, then it really learns your profile. So
So you
mine
train it,
is
Gemma?
24/7. You call me at 2 o'clock in the morning to try to book something or ask a question, the AI answers it.
Listen, I leave my business
Okay.
phone downstairs. I don't bring it upstairs because my hours is over. I'm done with it. And another thing I do is, and that's just for me, I don't do work when I'm in my bedroom. My bedroom is for peace, tranquility, spending time with myself, my husband. I don't come upstairs with all my work and sit in the bed and start doing my work. It's boundaries. I feel
You're right.
that time is for us. That time is not to be doing my work that I just came from downstairs doing already. Like,
And that's
people need
wisdom,
to learn
really.
to say, when enough is enough. That's why people be getting so many divorces. They in their
And it's
bed
true.
doing all their work. Let your bed, I mean, if it's up to you. But to me, your bedroom should be for you and yourself. If you're by yourself, your husband, or whatever hours you want to spend time with, just, getting it all out and being by yourself, or just thinking and reflecting. That should be that time. So I learned to set boundaries, meaning in my house, in my bedroom as well. Certain things I will do, certain things I won't.
I told you, my friend, my counselor said, listen, God ain't sending you no man. You got all that stuff in your bed, ain't no room.
Right. Oh.
She was like, look, don't be asking for nothing if you ain't ready to make space for it.
You gotta
because
set
those
boundaries.
things take work, and we have to be wise.
Yeah.
You be thinking, oh, one more thing, and no. You know what I'm saying? Because especially people that are not in your field, or they're not trying to hear that. And that's not what they married. They married you.
Right.
So you, like you said, boundaries is everything. My daughter Katie is like that. And I love the fact that she's 27. She still wants to come in my room and talk to me about something and, tell me about her business stuff. Monique's birthday twin.
Yeah.
And she wants my full attention. Mm-hmm. And she'll go away and then she don't want it. And I'm like, oh, I missed the opportunity.
I'm the same way.
Want to do that.
If I'm talking to you and you pull up your phone, you can't do two things and be talking to me. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to say, well, when you're done and you want to, you can talk to me, then let me know. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead about my business. Because if I'm not that important for you to stop what you're doing, because I stop what I'm doing. If somebody needs to really talk to me, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to focus on you. I'm not going to sit there, you telling me, you pouring your heart out to me about something going on. And I'm like, yeah. No, that's rude to me. I just think that's rude. So, again,
we should have showing business etiquette.
That's what that is.
Because I'm finding too, even in school, and because that's just the way that everyone is now, like so fast. And I'll have even adults. Did you just hear me talking to somebody? Like, are you just gonna jump in?
Right.
Like, or to me, if people know me, if you ask me to do something and you haven't said at least good morning or acknowledge me, don't ask me to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll go good morning. They're like, oh no, come on.
Yeah, you right.
Business etiquette is everything. You
Deborah
lose people like that.
Hey, ladies.
Hi.
Hi,
we
Deborah.
got somebody on.
Mm-hmm.
Some mindsetters.
Now, okay, you finished?
That was it.
Okay. Yep. The next thing, because we're almost about to wrap up, is 8 something, right, Marlo? What's our time?
8:24.
It's 8:24.
Wow. We've been here that long.
It don't seem like it. All right, we have about 2 more questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Our question for us is: what advice would you give entrepreneurs who feel guilty when stepping away from work?
It's gonna be there.
It's gonna be there when they come back.
Not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's gonna be there when they come back.
Well, right?
They feel guilty.
Yeah. I'm trying to
built it well.
I'm trying to ask myself the question and answer it to myself. Right. Well, I'll say it like this. I'm gonna take my daughter's words. Okay. Yeah, she's my mother. She say, Mom, if you don't get off that dang computer and do something different.
She really telling the truth. I mean, she's really a workaholic. I am too, but Jilma
is worse than she says that to me, I immediately stop. And then I don't feel guilty because someone told me. If no one's telling me right now, I'll just keep working. Remember, my kids is grown.
Yeah.
And it's no one I have to take care of. So I just work.
That's true.
It makes me happy. I love what I do.
I mean, I love to work too, but I just learned, again, them boundaries are important. Even when the kids are grown and you're there, you just have to start saying, at this time, not every night maybe 2 nights a week, I'm going to stop at 10 o'clock and I'm just going to go and sit in the kitchen. I don't know where you're going to sit.
You remember I did get a little better. A little bit.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm off at 10.
Okay, you know what? You was watching the movie the other night.
Yes. See?
She was watching the movie.
Okay.
She was
what was the name of that movie?
She was watching the movie.
It was hard. It felt like I was having an attic attack, but I did it.
Withdraw.
But she was watching the movie. So
I did, and I watched the whole movie through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Snap.
I mean, I watch movies because my husband watch movies, and he pick all the good movies. I don't pick anything good. I could be in the house all day and don't turn the TV on, period. I'd be like, oh, the TV wasn't on all day, it'd be 12 hours later. I'm working. I'm thinking. I'm putting plans together. I'm setting this up for next year. It's the end of the year. So that's why we're doing this show, Holiday Hustle Mindset.
Right.
Because we really need to get organized, figure out what we're going to carry on with, what we're going to exclude, and let it go.
Right.
True.
And have fun.
Right.
That's it. You can't worry and pray.
Right.
No, wait.
No, that's difficult too.
You
Right? You can't pray and worry.
Either way you look at. So
Right.
next year I'll
Marlo's
be
winding us up, guys. She's
yes,
winding
she
us up.
is.
She's
Our
showing
time
me
is
the
up.
phones.
Oh
But
wow.
wait, I think we had just one more. Okay. What tasks to prioritize to feel confident when going into the new year? Well, we kind of went over that, though, right?
Yeah.
Because we just talked candid today, so
Yeah.
we kind of went over that. Just get it together. You know, get your accountant together, as you said. Rochelle, you made some points about get a mentor. That's something that's good to do.
That would be a great New Year
I
thing
said
if you
set
don't have one.
boundaries.
Yeah.
You know, these are the things that we need to do to make sure that we go into the new year healthy and strong.
Right.
And don't do work in your bedrooms.
No.
Your business work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that people should not do that.
Oh.
Because you
Mama,
can
what
make
do you
an
think?
office, a closet, an office. You
agree,
go on this,
Marlo?
yeah, people be putting little shelves there, put their
Right,
little
they do.
computer there, little
They
desk.
absolutely do.
Hey,
That's
and then you
why
just
I
shut it
said-
down. You
Oh.
Listen, our production assistant Marlo over here says what? What do you say?
Keep it separate.
She said keep it separate too. So we got the yay on keep it separate.
Yeah.
all
I
right?
have
You
a
think
big
so?
testimony.
Because you have stuff in your.
Ah, see,
Okay.
Next year I'll have a testimony.
Yes, we're gonna get a testimony from Jill over here because she's a
Right.
workaholic.
And this
It's
is gonna be
okay.
such a flip. You're
Come
gonna
to
be like,
my
what
house. I
happened?
got how many screens I got up?
She
Seven
got like
screens
5
at one time.
I mean, real literally. She got computer screens going all around the day. I'm like, girl, bye. Where they do this at? At Jill house.
That's hilarious.
Well,
I love you,
guys, let me get to our topic for next week. We do thank you guys for being with us on the Holiday Hustle Mindset, things that we should do to close out the year strong. Next week, our topic is going to be the business of humanity, why putting people first pays you back. Our special guest is going to be Ebony Lockett, right? That's it. Ebony.
Yeah.
I like that. Ebony.
Yeah,
Ebony
boss.
Lockett.
Mhm.
She's the CEO of Harvesting for Humanity, a research, learning, and development company founded in 2018. So her show is going to be really, really entertaining. Rochelle, give us a little background on her again.
Oh, so she was an educator for many years, and she used to do ELA and social studies. That's how I met her.
Okay.
And she's always had a thing for science, and she just would look at the fact that sometimes our kids would get overlooked for like the genius projects and things. And so she developed this company, and she's the CEO. Has been going strong for 10 years,
Wow.
and she provides a lot of experience. And I've learned a lot. We had a pollinator session at school. She showed us how to do I do the beds if you want to plant things, and how to pollinate for butterflies. So they do your flowers and everything, and indoor, you can do your time and all these different things. And all these things that they're coming up with that just are miraculous that people can do because it is really time for some of us maybe to grow our own things because
Yeah. And it's
Just gotta watch it.
great show to watch. If you're into things with humanity, it's a
and then to
great
show how
to
you can
watch.
use your gifts, right? Your talents for science.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For yourself.
Absolutely. Well, guys,
Yeah.
we thank you so much for being here. Our topic today was Holiday Hustle Mindset, and we gave you a couple of pointers we just spoke candid with everyone about what you should, or some pointers of things that we do to help our business to grow and to get organized and go into 2026 strong. So always remember, everyone, never be too busy to mind the business that pays you. Good night.
Good night.
See you next week.
Good night, mindsetters. Good night.
Mind the
Love y'all.
business that pays you. Yeah. Our people walk in power, we gon' glow up. No fear, no doubt, we gon' show up. Set your boundaries, shine bright, no fright. Unapologetic, we fight for what's right. Family keeper, that's a state of mind. Power protection all by design. Family keeper, we rise. play